Okay, another final note on the Zenith here. I came out in the morning and it's cold in the shop, and I powered it on and I wanted to see how it performed. It was real touchy around the volume control, so I don't know if this is added to the issue this radio had. But the volume control, I don't know if you can see that or not, but that volume control connector there, the one right there that I'm focused in on, that's cracked. The solder is completely cracked around there. I hadn't looked at this for cracked solder, so I'm just giving the board a quick scan. But that one right there is very, very, very cracked. Intermittent connection. I'd tap it, the volume would come on. So we'll touch that up with some solder. Just gonna hit right here. May hit all of them. The heat may help this control to work better. But really, it was just that first one. Get our battery here real quick.
70 on this Saturday.
Smokey Bear turned 70 today, and even though he's changed with the times, his message of fire prevention is still the same.
Remember, only you can prevent forest fires.
He was created in 1944 because of fears and
I like forest fires. I don't like wildfires.
U.S. firefighters were in battle overseas and stuck around after the war, and even had his own song by Eddie Arnold back in the 50s.
That's why they call it Smokey. That was how he got his name.
Now his public service announcements stress wildfire prevention. You can even follow Smokey on Twitter. But
I like forest fire prevention.
Tanya J. Powers, Fox News Radio.
I still haven't changed that transistor yet. I think I'm going to run this a while because I'd hate to think that that was the only problem with this. This is FM.
There's no doubt they've subtly bought many of the best brains to work in this area.
There's a solitary voice for this chaconne, but what if he had a full modern orchestra?
There's our volume here. I'm only running the speaker leads into the little signal amplifier, but this picks up the weak stations as well as the stronger ones. Alrighty.
Thanks a lot for being with us on this Saturday.
One note that might help some of you with some of these repairs. This loupe I've used around here. What these are and what this is a you see those scanners, those flatbed scanners on the side of the road, or people throw out not Windows 7 compliant or whatever. Just bust them up, and behind the mirror, the optics is this is the lens that does the scanning. So, you know, so you bust it up, and there's a pretty good lens in most of them. So I have a couple of these. Every time I see a flatbed scanner, I would bust it up and get this lens out of here, and it's pretty good for zooming in on things. So that's another tip. Help you solve some of these problems. Being able to see close up. Well, this thing's been running for quite a while now, and I don't feel I'm going to change that transistor. I believe the whole time was that perhaps I'm rethinking it may have been that cold solder joint, and I shocked it, or I did something to affect the connection. So I'm going to put it back in the cabinet. Okay, I've taken upon myself to decide to not touch that transistor for now. I'm going to go with the cold solder joint over the volume control. I've reattached the speaker and cleaned the connections, and I even cleaned the connections under the clean, meaning the solder flux from soldering it. And just having a little alcohol on my finger got on the dial and discolored the plastic a little bit, just took some of the dullness away. But man, you have to be careful when you work on these things. Even trying to clean the connections, you risk damaging any plastics or whatnot. So you gotta be mindful of that stuff. The speaker's a tad loose in here, but again, I'm not touching this thing. It's going back in the cabinet. So here we go. And this corrosion I did clean up a little bit. I probably could put a dab of some oil or something on there. Okay, so this is what I'm calling the final on the Zenith all transistor Royal 51. I did not change the transistor. I think it was just the solder connection at the volume control. Find something here. I'm going to run it and see how it performs. FM. AM.
WCRN, Our view on, I'm meteorologist Mark Rosenthal, and my weather forecast today is brought to you by Fiore's Truck.
Something that will catch everyone's eye on the bulletin board.
Trucks, foreign and domestic. We provide a state sticker inspection center with an air-conditioned waiting.
And we have the telescoping antenna. Although it is the very top is missing, there's enough sections here to get reception. So that'll do it for the 1965 Zenith Royal 51 from the Hot Rod Show.